How much better would your life be if you were able to close 5 virtual wholesaling deals every single month? What would that do for you? What would that do for your wholesaling real estate business? And really, how would that change your life? I'm telling you, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly my system for you to wholesale over 5 virtual wholesaling deals every single month. And what I'm going to do is show you systematically how to go from finding the perfect market, the perfect areas in that market, mastering the lists, mastering the buyers, and mastering the marketing. So you can go out here and close over 5 virtual wholesaling deals every single month. That's right, guys. So we're here. We're excited to show you how to do this and really share with you systematically what's behind all these $10, $12, $14,000 paywalls of scaling up your virtual wholesaling systems to 5 deals a month. Now, as somebody that goes into a new market and does 5 deals a month in a new market, then gets a new market, then does another 5 deals a month in that market, it's kind of, it's divide and conquer for us, right? You pick a market, figure it out, and scale it up, right?
Yeah.
And if I wanted to do a 5-minute video, that's basically what I say, is I go to a market, I figure it out, which is the hardest part, and then I just master what's working. But I want to give you step-by-steps, and I want to give you like actionable steps for you guys to be doing on here, so it's a little easier for y'all. But really what we're going to do is share with you exactly how to do this. Now, the first thing I think you have to understand here when it comes to scaling and virtual wholesaling and really making a ton of money in this business is going to be the number one factor. And that number one factor is going to be the right market. Now, a lot of wholesalers blame the market, not the marketing. And that is one issue I always see. But when I really look at the success of a virtual wholesaling market, and, I don't have this crazy ego, but I think I'm a pretty good virtual wholesaler. I make a lot of money. I would say that I failed in a lot of virtual wholesaling markets. Now, I've succeeded, like a lot. But I'll tell you, I failed a lot, even with my skills and with what I know. And really, the only thing I could blame is just it's a bad market.
Yeah.
That is it. And there's people in that market that are successful. I'm just, and it's not that like I just quit. I'm just like, it's not worth the time and effort for me to go like crazy all in on this. But your number one factor right now is going to be the right market for virtual wholesaling. I can't stress this enough. This is why in our course we go so crazy in doing the right market, because your market is going to be everything when it comes to scaling up your operations, right?
Yeah, I can use a great analogy. You can be the greatest fisherman in the world, have the best boat, the best rods, lures, have 30 years experience, but if you're fishing in the wrong part of the ocean, the wrong part of the lake, the wrong part of the river, no matter how good you are, a bad market is not going to be overcome by your skill set. You could get lucky, but like you've got to go where there's fish. Switch over to wholesaling. You got to go where there's motivated sellers. If you're in a market where there's just no motivation, you have very small populations in a rural area, that's not going to work. And if you try to go market like downtown Manhattan on a wholesaling, what we teach, I don't care how good, I don't care if you're Zach, you're me, I don't care if you're Tony Robbins, it's not going to work. So I do say that your market is the number one factor. A lot of you come like what I call market victims. Oh, my market's so bad. Listen, you have a choice. With virtual wholesaling, you have a choice where you want to go. Make an educated decision. And it's really not hard. We teach you how to use other people's success to duplicate and follow it so you don't waste time and money like a lot of people do. But guys, picking out the right market is going to dictate your success now. Now add the skill sets to a good market, a great market, and you can explode your wholesaling operation. So first and foremost, pick the right market. If you pick the wrong one, you pick it on emotions.
Oh yeah.
You're going to be what we call a market victim. And then you're going to go, it's too saturated. I don't even know what the word saturated means. It's like a cooking terminology. So I'm in South Florida, extremely saturated. I don't care. Like, I don't give a crap. Now, if I was going to start all over, would I start in South Florida right now? Absolutely not. But my roots are here. I'm good at what I do, but I go chase deals around the rest of the country because the price points in Florida just aren't what they need to be. They're well past the national average. So guys, pick the right market.
Yeah, and the best one is, we have factors of what makes a virtual wholesaling market good or not. What I've personally found is a population over 100,000 and a median home price under $500,000 is probably the best one for you. But we have a full list in freeholding.com, and in the challenge we just did, we kind of break that down a little better. But guys, this is going to be your number one factor. Now, to add on to this, I would say zip codes are going to be way more important than just the market itself. And what I mean by this, and I've said this a lot, but about 30% of zip codes are going to have 80% of the wholesaling deals. Now, this is a crazy statistic, but it is an absolute true statistic. Most of your wholesaling deals are going to be in just a handful of zip codes. Why is this? Well, to be honest with you, the best wholesaling areas are usually starter homes that aren't in like high crime areas. They're not in the really rich areas. They're kind of in that area where people are first-time home buyers are looking to buy, and they're usually older houses. And it's not like a crazy big demographic here. But if you can master the zip codes, even in the right market, you can master the zip codes, you can be double as good in the right market. So you probably have a quadruple chance of having success if you can master the right zip codes in the right market. This is something that's not talked about enough, but the right zips in the right market is going to quadruple your success. So zip codes are super important and mastering them. Now, to add on to here, we got to talk about lists. Lists are going to be the number 2 factor. And, if you have a really good list in a bad market, it can kind of work. I will be honest with you, it's not the best. I would say if you have the right list and the right market, that's really when things get good. Now, the best way to find the right market is just a history of you doing deals there, or a history of other wholesalers doing deals there. And this comes down to a good market having the golden ratio, and that is the ratio of wholesalers to deals. Now, what do I mean by this? What I mean by this is if you look at the amount of deals being done in the city versus how many wholesalers going after it, you're going to see some ratios. And what I mean by this is if we take like Houston, Texas, for example, Houston, Texas has one of the largest amount of wholesaling deals in the country for a city. In a market, I don't think there's one market that has more wholesaling deals per year than Houston, Texas. And you might be like, oh my God, I got to get into Houston. Well, here's the issue. Houston's the 4th or 5th largest city in the United States. Like, there's a ton of wholesalers there. And so you're going to find that, yeah, there is an insane amount of deals to be doing there, and you can scale Houston up like crazy. But it's a lot of wholesalers and a lot of competition. You'll find the same thing in like Phoenix. There's a lot of deals in Phoenix, but there's a lot of wholesalers. And what you want to do is find a market where there's half as many wholesalers and a ton of deals. And so if you go to like Knoxville, Tennessee, right, there's a ton of deals, but not an insane amount of wholesalers there. And so the ratio works where there's more deals for every wholesaler, right? And it's not an exact program, right? It's not exact, but what I'll tell you is you'll find markets with less wholesalers and more deals, and where there's not a lot of deals and a ton of wholesalers. And so you have to really understand the ratio here to figure out what works or not, right? It's just like fishing. How many fish versus how many fishermen are in the pond? That's really going to figure out how you're going to get wholesaling deals or not, right?
Yeah, it's you want lots of fish. So if you want lots of deals, if you can break down that ratio and just kind of figure it out, it helps out a lot. So there are cities, I'm not going to name them, but it just seems wholesalers tend to gravitate towards, and they tend to have like a guru factor. Like I will tell you, when I started out, like Tampa Bay was like ground zero for wholesalers. It got so abused by like 2006. Here's the best part. People used to say in 2006, guys, Tampa's so saturated, we can never make it work. Guys, I've loved Tampa. I lived in Tampa a short time during schooling, college, and imagine wholesalers complaining in 2006 how saturated the market was. And here we are in 2024 doing the exact same thing. Listen, history doesn't always repeat itself, but it definitely rhymes. We're always going to say this. In 2050, you guys are going to be like, remember back in 2024, like you guys complained about it saturated? You have to realize the opportunity in front of you, and that's what virtual wholesaling is all about. So
it's really important, guys. And so the wholesalers to deals ratio is going to be the key here. Now, the one thing I want to add here is you don't have to add more marketing channels to do deals. I think this is really important. I think a lot of wholesalers think, oh, it's if you do way more channels, then I'm going to make way more money. And that's not how this business works. I'll tell you this. If you are the guy out here who is able to add better lists and with the right market, you're going to do a lot better. And what I could tell you is you need to go out here and not focus on doing more channels, but you need to focus on doing. It drives me crazy because so many people go out here and they think if I just call, text, and do more of these channels, I'm going to be better. And I think of this as like the ADHD brain. I think this is the analysis paralysis killer of so many wholesaling businesses is adding channels. And this is going to be one of my biggest pet peeves. If you are able to just find the right lists instead of the channels, you can do a lot better. So what we need to do is use the power of leverage, use the power of scaling to do well. And so really, if you can just stop focusing on the list, on the channels, okay? Like screw the channels. Let's just focus on lists, all right? If you can find the right lists, all you have to do, even if your channels are okay, if you have the right lists and you can master this, who cares about the channels? And then obviously adding the channels helps you a lot better, but focus on the right lists. And this is where I could see most wholesalers getting that 1 to 2 deals a month is just mastering the right list. Because once you master the right lists, then you can add the channels to the right list. And that's really when things start getting crazy. But it's the power of having the right list. And how do you figure out the right list? It's a lot of testing out, I will say. I think you need to do a lot of testing. But really, it's like finding the best market. It's like if people are doing deals here, it's going to work. And so when it comes to finding the right list, it's very important to figure out what works and what doesn't. And so, for example, right, if we're in a cold call code violations and probates, and we can just figure out, hey, this works well. I'm doing 1 deal a month, cold calling the code violation list and the probate list. Roger that. Now, this is really important. This is when people really get screwed up here because they believe in their mind that if I want to do more deals, I have to add SMS to this, right? If I want to do more deals, I have to go out here and add like direct mail or any of these crazy things, or I have to add more lists. And really, I'll say is keeping on the cold calling could be one of your biggest issues. Because then people want to add more lists, right? Let's just add more lists to do it. And you're going to find you're not going to be as successful doing this. And so what I need you to do is focus really hard on what's getting you 1 to 2 deals a month. Now, once we've hacked the lists, okay, wow, code violations and probates work well. Now we can start tuning things up. Now we can add the channels. And so if you found out you can consistently every single year do deals from code violations and from the probate list, now we can add SMS. Now we can add sticky notes. And that's really going to boost us to 3 deals a month. But really, the power here is you just adding marketing channels to lists that don't work. It's going to get you nowhere, right? Everyone loves direct mail, and I love direct mail, but putting direct mail on a bad list is just going to get you nowhere, right?
Yep. Throw in a bad market, it gets worse.
Right?
Yeah.
And so
your list is basically the fuel that goes into the car. If you're putting in bad fuel, you could have the best cold callers, the best direct mail. You could have the best script for SMS. It ain't going to work. Hence, if you went door knocking old school and you just decided to door knock on like a crappy list, like a high equity list, you are going to get so tired, so exhausted, and so burnt out. Guys, to me, the list is everything. It is the number one skill set you have to master as a beginner wholesaler. Because if you don't have the right list, it means you're going to the wrong place, which means your skill sets, no matter how good, bad, or indifferent are, they're never going to work. So our training, everything we teach at Free Wholesaling is we start with marketing with 101, which is your list. That's why we focus so much on government lists. I love people make fun of us with it. We do what works. I got a 21-year history of what works. I know it works. Are they easy to get? No. But are they free? Yes. And that is a good formula for most of you watching this. You need the most motivated people because there's just a lot of people out there teaching gurus, whatever you want to call them. Just go find people looking to sell their house. That is not a motivated seller. That is a huge time suck and a waste. If you want to be a realtor, go ahead and do that. I'm not going to teach that technique. So I've been doing this 21 years, guys. Your list is everything. If you have the wrong list, it means you're chasing the wrong people and you're wasting. Actually, you'd be better off sitting at home watching a soap opera than chasing a bad list. Sorry, it's just the truth.
I mean, that's true. You're not wrong. So what we got to do here is add the right channels to the list that are working. This is where you're going to see some big changes. And so what I tell everyone is focus on getting that right list, okay? Adding extra channels does not work unless the list is proven. And so let me break down exactly what I call my Guru King scaling formula. Now, I'm calling it the Guru King scaling formula because nobody pays attention to anything until I put a fancy guru name on it. So I'm the king of wholesaling. I'm the best ever. And I'll put my little scaling name. We got the llama here. We call it the llama method. Do we have to add an animal to this formula?
Maybe we should have like a wholesale Olympics. You can do all the different categories, all three.
I mean, they got the Olympics this year, but we can add an animal to what we're doing. I don't know what you want me to do, honestly, but I have to put a fancy, sexy name apparently before I tell you what to do. So
if you're going to use the llama, you got to be careful. You know why?
Why?
You know what llamas do?
Spit?
Yeah, they spit on you.
Oh. All right. Well, so I'm telling you guys, so I'm going to call it my Guru King scaling formula because I have to have a name for it and I got to act like I'm the king. So the Guru King scaling formula. I'm the king of scaling. I don't know. Okay.
You
drives me crazy.
Better get to domain and trademark it right now.
I better trademark it. But really, I'm being funny here, but this is my formula for doing 5 deals a month. Okay. I could sell my $7,000 course on this, but I'll give you the truth on this. Okay. Here's my Guru King scaling formula. I am not the smartest wholesaler in the world. This might be a shocker. You know this. And you're not the smartest guy either. I'm not the smartest guy either.
You're much smarter than I am according to the SATs.
That's not good. So, I'm not saying this to diminish myself, but like I'm not this crazy technical analysis type guy where I just sit down and like analyze everything to death. What I do is it's very it's just like an animal, right? It's good or bad, like dogs. And the funny part is in wholesaling, where all my successes always come from is just doing something and it's either good or bad. That is it. And I can put it in those categories and helps. So if I do this market, I get a lot of leads. That market's good. That market's not working too well. It's bad, right? And really slowly but surely, I can figure out if something's good or bad, and I put it in a little category, and I just only do the things that are good. Pretty simple. So how did I get really good at closing sellers? I tried all these different scripts, and script number 17 was the one that I always closed on. And I made the most money with that one. I said, let's just use that one, right? That was the good cop, bad cop. And so the funniest thing is, this is how I found most of my success. I just test and try a bunch of things. And so what I'll tell you is my Guru King scaling formula, patent pending, is I would say try 20 hours of marketing. And I know this is crazy, but we're talking about doing 5 deals a month. We're talking about making $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 every single month. Okay. Like we're talking about good money. So to make that much money, we're going to have to put a little effort in this. But I would say try at least 20 hours of marketing on each government list and every tactic that pretty much we have in freewholesaling.com. So code violations, probates, order shutoffs, tax delinquencies, the arrest records, reverse drag for dollars, digital abandonment signs, all these things. What I'm going to tell you to do, I know this is crazy, but I was like, I've tried this all. Like, do 5 hours, do 10 hours. And you don't really get good data on a list unless you really put 20 hours of texting, 20 hours of calling, right? 20 hours of sticky notes out, right? Until you get that 20-hour mark, which is probably a week of work for a list, if you really go hard on it, like you're not going to get good data, right? Because you could just get a bad data set for the month. And so like for probates, you can just have a bad month of the probates and be like, it's over. And so 20 hours for each list, you're going to get some good data, right? And you're going to figure out if it works or not, right? And this is just what you've done with government lists, right?
Yep.
Like you've tried it. I'll tell you, you're better than anyone else. You've tried everything.
And you know what? Here's the truth, guys. My failure list is 10 times longer than my success list. You know why? Because you got to be willing to try stuff. But after 21 years, I'm just telling you, I have tried everything. And the problem with modern day wholesaling is they chase lists. So a list gets hot and you chase it. I'm more of let's find the fundamentals and let's get things that actually work. That's why I love government lists so much, because they've always been tried and true and they've always worked all the way back since 2003 when I started this industry. So if it'll survive 21 years, imagine what it's going to do the next 25 years. It's not going to go anywhere. It doesn't mean you don't stop experimenting with other things that work. There's all sorts of new technologies. I'm always looking at new things to do to get leads. But that is, so if you look at it like a normal company like Apple or Microsoft, they have an R&D department. That's your R&D department. Like you got to take some risk, but you're not going to wipe out your whole company doing it. So like if you know it, like that's like going all in an RVM, which I considered doing back in the day, but it got shut down completely because it was abusive. And you've got to understand that. Go with the tried and true fundamentals work. You ever see these really sophisticated football teams, the most beautiful jerseys, the best end zone dance, the most complicated plays in the world, and then a team comes along with the coach has taught their players the fundamentals. They teach them how to block, tackle, and not fall for the bait. And that's the temptation. You're always being tempted in wholesaling. Something always seems newer and better. Somebody always seems to have a way to like, I've got this new technique that's going to cut your cost in half and triple your profits. Guys, listen, think about being a marathon wholesaler versus a sprinter wholesaler. Sprinter wholesalers, they never last. They are 85% of the market. If you don't believe me, just go back and look at the Kings from 5-6 years ago. Most of them aren't even doing the business anymore. Why? Because they couldn't sustain it because they weren't running a marathon. Listen, if a marathon runner won't buy a book or a course on how to cut his times in half, why are you guys subscribing to the same thing in wholesaling? Do what works. Fundamentals, and someone that will actually execute will destroy anyone with the best sales talent in the world. And guys, by the way, wholesaling has nothing to do with sales training. I'll argue anybody with this. You know why? Because the specialization is in the niche of finding the motivated seller. After that, you are just a guide. I have never, ever had a magic line that has closed a seller. I've had a technique, meaning a course of action. I know how to overcome their objections, if you want to call that sales training. But the reality is you just got to make it a good fit for them, because once you have a motivated seller, it's just a matter of what you're going to buy it for at that point. And most people, if they don't give me a hard time, I make it easy. If they give me a hard time, we do a little bit of song and dance and we move on. So guys, it's fundamentals will always win. You want to know why I've been here 21 years? Because I don't get distracted by all the shiny objects. It doesn't mean I don't look into them, but I let people dabble in them and see if they survive 2 or 3 years before I even consider it. And it's funny because when Deal Machine came along, like we played with it 2 years before we even talked about it.
Yeah.
We played with it because I didn't trust it. So we did our own R&D. I'm like, hey, and the one thing I don't do on the show, and like, I hope you guys give us credit for, is we don't put crap on here that we don't think is going to work. So I can't be tempted. Oh, I'll pay you if you promote this. I'm like, my brand, my name is worth so much more than that. let's put it in our business and see if you help grow. If you help me grow my business, then we'll have a discussion. And that's how you should do everything. Look at it like a skeptical eye and see if it works. Fundamentals is 80% of your business, and maybe you take 10 to 20% of it and dabble in some of the other stuff. That way you can't get hurt. And then maybe you find like a new technique, but don't be like every guru out there and rename it and sell it. And stop doing your wholesaling operation.
That's the thing I see. Here's one thing I will tell you is I've tried it all and I failed a lot, right? And so you talked about this, but I don't think you mentioned a couple things. We've tried radio. We've tried SEO.
Yeah.
We've tried PPL. We've tried TV. All these things we've tried. And what I've found is I've tried almost 100 ways to find sellers. There's about 14 channels that have worked for us really well. And so this is something I think everyone needs to understand here in wholesaling is it is just about testing things out. Because once you start testing, you're going to find KPIs, key performance indicators. What is this? Zach speaking fancy again.
KPIs.
So KPIs stand for key performance indicators. And what I want you to do is just test your data out. And when you test your data out, you're going to figure out after doing 20 hours of the list, what's going to work and what is not going to work. That is how this business runs. All right. It is really simple. It really is simple and easy how wholesaling works. If you can figure out from those lists, just get basics, right? I did 20 hours of code calling code violations. How many leads did I generate? How many appointments did I go on? How many offers and how many deals did I get? Then from there, you can try out the next list. Then try out the next list. Then try out the next list. And once you do that, you're going to have a little ratio of how many leads that am I getting versus how many hours am I putting in. If you have 10 leads for cold calling probates and you spent 20 hours, it's about half a lead an hour, one lead every 2 hours, right?
Yeah, simple math.
And so you're going to figure out that, hey, if I do 20 hours of probates, I'm going to get 10 leads. Or if I do, for example, 20 hours and I get 2 leads for the arrest records, probates are way better, right?
Yeah. Listen, you just got to go out and do the work. Like you were talking about earlier, like what makes a successful wholesaler and not one. It's definitely not how smart you are. I find people that come from money, they don't do very well in wholesaling because they think they're going to be able to buy their way through it. They act like they make a profit by the time they factor in what they pay their guru and all their relationships and all the expensive marketing they spent. And they didn't know how to talk to sellers. They probably don't make any money the first year or two. Here's the difference. It's not your SAT scores. Everyone's like, it's your network, your connections. No, that does help. Like, I'm not going to deny that. But the reality is he or she that can execute and just be super consistent by the use of discipline, those are the skill sets that make incredible wholesalers. I already told you, I am not the smartest. I am going to be average on an IQ test, but the world needs more executors. Everyone wants to talk. And at the end of the day, you can execute in the wrong market. What we're talking about virtual wholesaling, you've got to pivot and find the right market. If you find the right market and you execute, you'll do it. You know who I know who executes in wholesaling? Because they talk about wholesaling deals and they talk about working with motivated sellers. People that don't execute, they just talk about their fears and their anxiety and like, oh my God, I'm so worried what people are going to think about me. If you can't get out of that mentality, I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how much money you have in the bank account. I don't care how rich your parents are. You ain't going to make it. And that is the number one thing that attracts people to wholesaling is it doesn't care about your past. But honestly, if you don't give it the time of day, it will go find someone that will help it out. It's a lot like money. Wholesaling is money. Money rewards those that take care of it and pay attention to it and treat it with authority and constantly help it out. People who just show up and go, give me 10,000 to buy this jet ski and stuff like that, money will abuse you. And once it gets tired of you, it's going to be like the housewife that wants to divorce that husband that's not making it anymore. It's going to go find someone that'll take care of it. So if you want to get into wholesaling, I don't care if you were willing to do the work. Remember, they always talk about hard work outbeats talent. It's the same thing in wholesaling. And the more talented you think you are, you need to check your ego and put it at the door. Give me the most talented wholesaler. I don't want anything to do with them. Give me the person who just wants to work their butt off and will do exactly what they say. I will work with those type of people all day long, period.
That's it. And so find that ratio. And what I'm going to tell you is just pick 5% of the lists that are working, go all in. That is it. You can also test out your marketing channels. I'll tell you that. That's another way to do it. But really what you're going to find is, this is what I found too, is roughly, I would say your top 3 are always going to be reverse transfer dollars, probates, and pre-foreclosures. For like, just those are the most urgent ones, right? Those are going to have the biggest urgency on them. But really, for a top 5, I can't guarantee what's going to be in your market, right? And so the other 2 to 3 are going to be your big variables. And so you're going to figure out, hey, what is it? Is it liens? Is it tax delinquencies? Like, what could it be? Bail bondsman list? I don't know. Digital bandit signs, right? You're going to have to really figure that out yourself. And so you're going to have to figure it out. But I'll tell you, test a lot of things out. But your top 5, the top 3 are pretty much going to stay the same. I don't think they're really going to go anywhere. So just keep that in mind for yourself. But really, master the list, master the market, and then you can master the wholesaling real estate game. But really, when it comes down to mastering the market, I think we got to talk about the zip codes again really quick. The top zip codes, you're going to find them pretty fast. All you have to do is ask your buyers where they're looking to buy. My favorite's I'll buy anywhere. Do you buy in the hood? Do you buy in the super expensive house? No, I don't. I like to buy in this area. Okay, there we go, right?
Mm-hmm.
And never trust what the buyer says. Only trust what they do. And so for a lot of my buyers, I'm going to ask them, hey, where are the last 4 houses from wholesalers you've bought in? And they give it to me. And I say, okay, well, he only bought these in 2 zip codes. Those are the zip codes to do, right? And most cash buyers do buy in the same areas. Some, they'll buy all over, but usually not. So understand that mastering the market is going to be about mastering the zips, figuring that out, and you're going to find a lot of success. But really, that's going to get you to about 3 deals a month, I think. Now, I'm not making a guide on how to scale up and have 17 employees and all this stress, because you're not really going to net a lot of money at the end of the day doing that. Like, it's a lot of work for not an insane amount. You can slowly scale the way that we like doing it too. But I'd say if you really want to get to 5 deals, just make sure you're at 3 a month. The last step here is mastering the buyers. And this is something we've been talking about a lot lately. But if you can master the buyers, there's a whole increased subsect of deals you can do. And really, what I've been calling this is JV deals. But like, if you get really good with your buyers, which you start wholesaling 3 deals a month, I think you will, start matching up your buyers with wholesalers that have deals. You can JV 2 deals a month easily. I think anyone on this channel in the comment section can do 2 deals a month. It's like 150, 200 grand a year you can make. It's a lot of money. 200 grand from just this channel. That's crazy, right?
People do it. They do it all the time.
All the time. And so this is what you have to do. Match your buyers, because if you're doing 3 deals a month, you can prove it to anyone. And just match that over with the people that have deals. You're good to go. And so that's really how you're going to go out here and close 5 deals a month, just systematically, step by step, figuring out the market, mastering the lists, then getting the channels down right, and you're good to go. Guys, if you want to learn exactly how to master the scripts, the channels, everything you do, we do have a free wholesaling course. It is called freewholesaling.com, and this is where we teach you how to wholesale absolutely for free. It's our free course. We love it. And we show you how to cold call, text, pull lists, how to figure out the right markets, everything like that. It is in our free real estate wholesaling course. And so what we're going to do is answer some questions you guys have and help you guys out systematically, step by step on here. But 5 deals a month is not stressful. I'll tell you this. If you can go out here and step by step learn exactly how to do this, you're going to do very, very well. Okay. And so 5 deals a month is just mastering the game and doing well. So I think a lot of people, they're struggling to just get their first deal per month. So just go to wholesaling.com and we show you how to do that absolutely for free, step by step. Now, on top of this too, there's been a big issue in the wholesaling industry, I found. And, we've been talking about doing JV deals and JVing with other people for a while now. And I thought the solution to that was a Facebook group, right? I thought that was like, okay, perfect, right?
Yeah.
The issue with the Facebook group is the spam got bad and people just it's not good. The amount of spammers in there is bad too. And the problem is it's a victim of its own situation where it's just, you got one Facebook group and you post and that's it, right?
Yep.
There's less community interaction, right? It was kind of a community. It is still a community. I love my Facebook group. Wholesaling Houses for Real is the best, but Wholesaling Houses for Real was created for being a community. And so we have the Facebook group, which is amazing, but you just comment on posts and that's less of a community type thing. And so I will say Wholesaling Houses for Real, we've added a community feature onto it from the Facebook group, just in general. So I am happy to announce we have ZachDiscord.com. And so that's pretty cool. I think you just learned Discord yesterday, like a week ago. But basically, everyone inside of Wholesaling Houses for Real, that Facebook group, everyone on the YouTube channel, everyone's learning wholesaling for free at wholesale.com. There's a big need for a Discord, which if you're over the age of 24, you're probably like, what's a Discord? But basically what the young people are doing, it's a social media type app where it's really cool. I'll tell you, it's a really cool community feature. So for any wholesaler who wants to join for free, this is the only wholesaling real estate specific one that isn't gurufied. Yeah, we're pretty excited about it. And so in there, you're able to sell your JV deals and match up with other wholesalers for JVs. And no one else really does this. So we're pretty excited about that. And so we have a Zach Discord. So you can sell your deals in there. You can chat with the community, deal with other people, and really have it on there. So we're pretty excited about that. But the reason why I wanted to tell you guys about this is you're going to hear me like, oh, Discord. No, I'm not doing that, right? I'm telling you guys, just create it. It's free. And it's just an extra community. The reason I'm doing this is there's a need for a free wholesaling community. I feel like the Facebook group's cool, but it's still just a Facebook group. And a lot of young people are not doing Facebook. So I think the future of wholesaling, of like a community or the education of wholesaling, is moving towards Discord. So we're not leaving the Facebook group, right? We're just adding it on. So it's called ZachDiscord.com, and I'll show you really quick. This is what it looks like, FYI, for everyone. Okay. So this is, I know it sounds confusing and crazy. Let's go here. Wait a second. Let me move this over. Hold on. I got a million of these. How do I? Okay. There we go. Let me clean this up. Okay. So this is pretty revolutionary. I wanted to do this before the challenge. And so let me show you this. And so if you don't know what Discord is, you're probably confused. Let's do this. Here we go. Okay. So this is what Discord looks like. I know it's confusing. But basically what this is, let me make this smaller for you guys. Okay. There we go. This is what it is. So basically it is it's basically a chat group. But basically of all these things, I know it looks confusing, but this is where you just we welcome everyone on here. But this is the community chat. So this is the chat. This is basically where everyone can hang out and talk. If I want to talk to this person, I think I just click it, right? And then I can go message them, which is it's like Facebook. It's pretty cool. But this person's a member. This person, you can talk to all these different people. Luca right here, like for example, if he wants to JV, he's got his link here. I know he's a virtual wholesaler, right? It's just a little more in-depth than a Facebook group. And the problem is, like, I can't message and hang out with people all the time on a YouTube live stream, right?
Yeah.
That's the problem. If I want to network, if I want to talk all things creative finance, I have a little thing in here. If I want to talk about wholesaling vacant land, I can't really do that on a YouTube channel. So it's pretty cool. And then this is really important. When the 30-day wholesaling challenge starts, we're going to be making everybody stay accountable. Also, this is pretty cool. There's a a voice. So everyone heard about Clubhouse, right? It's like Clubhouse. Anyone can hop on and talk.
What happened to Clubhouse?
Didn't work out. But basically, go in here. You can post your wholesaling deals. Look at that check. Whoa, mamma mia. But like Clark's got a deal in Arizona. We got another deal here. You can post your deals. There's people who says, "Hey, I have buyers." So, for example, let's see, Cole right here, for example, he has buyers in Detroit. So I could, and so this is really important too, guys. I want you guys to understand. Here's the important part. I go to search here, okay, and I can search. Let's do Detroit, okay. So let's do Alabama, for example, right? And so I can search Alabama. I can search all of the posts about Alabama, and I can find, for example, this guy. He's looking at JV in Alabama. That's pretty cool, right? And it will show you exactly what people are posting about all the time over here. So you can search things over here. It's pretty gangster. So I would say this. Let's see, cap specific. Yeah, so I have buyers in Alabama, boom, then I just go straight to it. And so it's got really cool searching. You can find a lot of people. And I think this is going to be a way we're going to change the way we wholesale. Because we're just going to have every wholesaler in a big community like this. And it's going to be pretty cool. And so we're slowly going to grow it like crazy. But it's probably going to be the biggest wholesaling Discord in the next, probably in a year. But it's pretty cool. And so we're really excited about it. So it's called zachdiscord.com. You're going to be hearing a lot about it. But you're going to be able to network like crazy in here. And I want to give wholesalers an opportunity to go network with other people and go from there. What has broken my heart about Discord, which I love Discord, every Discord in wholesaling real estate is $15 a month to join, $20 a month to join.
Oh, they charge for a lot of it?
$20 just to be in the presence of Zach Ginn talking to you. Drives me crazy.
Yeah.
And so there's other free wholesaling Discords, but I'll tell you, not good. That's all I can say. And so what I could say is this is going to be the largest wholesaling Discord because all of them are like real estate like this is wholesaling. And it's got creative finance and things in there. So we're pretty excited about that. We're going to add some moderators. We're going to add some really cool things. We're going to add custom badges and all this stuff on there. But it's going to be pretty cool. And the cool part is I have a lot of really good analytics in there to get all the spam out of there. And it's going to be pretty cool. And so if you're younger, this is really going to be really cool for you. And this is, if you're a little older, this is where the future of a community in wholesaling is going to be. And so here's the thing. Everyone hears about wholesaling communities, and they're all $20 a month for a Discord. They're all thousands of dollars to join the mentorship. This is going to be the only free wholesaling community. So it's going to be pretty cool. And so what I want to do is just blow it out, give it all for free, and teach you guys how to wholesale real estate. So it's called Zach Discord. I want everyone to join it, and I will be hanging out there a lot. So you got to hop on there. You have some pretty cool access to me.
Yeah, if I can log in, I'll hang out there too.
If Rick can log in, well, I'll learn it. If he can learn it, you can learn it. So I'll say, even if you don't have one, I will say it's pretty cool, and you can message people, stuff like that. So FYI, check it out. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So what I'm going to do is answer some questions you guys have. So let's go here and get the streamer link. Let's go here. There we go. So if you guys want to talk to us one-on-one for free, here is our streamer link. Love to talk to you and see how I can help you out. Learn wholesaling real estate step by step. So we got number one here. Hey, Rick Zach, thank you for the Discord channel. Appreciate that. Love to see everyone doing who are loving it. So yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it. So we got a good question now. Eugene is interested in starting wholesaling. What would you say to Eugene?
Go over to freewholesaling.com and go through the marketing section and take action in your first week. Then come back on here and you can comment. You can actually join on the one-on-one live. You can also go to Rick Ginn's YouTube channel, Zach Ginn's YouTube channel on Sunday, Monday, and you can ask your questions. And based on the quality of the questions you ask, I can tell if you're actually executing Listen, the biggest problem people have starting out is they want to talk about it, and it's okay to ask for help. But the problem is the minute you ask for help, a bunch of wolves dressed in sheep clothing come out and say, listen, I can show you the promised land to make you $100,000 a month wholesaling. You just got to give me X amount of dollars, somewhere between $3,000 and $10,000. And you're going to be wildly disappointed in 30 to 90 days. So we came up with freewholesaling.com to give you the truth, to show you how to do it, but you have to do the work. If you're not going to do the work, I give you the best course, which I know it's the best wholesaling course out there. It's not going to work. The reason why me and Zach do it is we want to teach you how to actually get deals. We're going to give you the truth, and you got to put in a lot of hard work. Why do we do it? Because if you learn the skill sets we have, then you can pay us back by partnering up and doing JV deals with it. And I don't want you stinking coaching money. Like, people don't understand that. It costs a lot of money what we do. So some of the affiliate stuff that we offer, that we train you in our business and we've used for years, supports this channel. And then we offer the Flip with Rick Plus. You can get in there for free by doing a deal. So I'm giving you a tool, a path to freedom for the people that actually want to execute and do the work. The reality in the wholesaling business, 90 to 95% failure ratio, as fully admitted by gurus, and the gurus blame you for it. And they're partially right in a way. You have to do the work. Where I hold the gurus accountable is they sold a ridiculous dream. Like, there was no work. You're going to sip cocktails on the beach while you flip properties. The truth is, you're going to have to bust your butt, and you're going to have to get vulnerable. You're going to have to get wildly uncomfortable, and it's going to be scary. You just got to get through it. Once you get through it, everything you need is on the other side. So if you're the type of person that actually wants to execute and do it and not talk about it, start at freewholesaling.com, show you how to get started. It's simpler than you think, but it's going to require real work. And if you can survive through it, everything you want's on the other side. You just got to get there. The problem is when you reach out and go, I need help in wholesaling, you might as well just throw up a flag, because all these sharks are going to come out of the water and promise you the world. Like, why do you think there's hundreds of gurus promising you to figure it out? They just want your pocketbook. I don't think they truly want to. They're like, hey, listen, if you do all the work and you pay attention, you might, 5% of you will make it. That to me is just a terrible plan. I don't, listen, I fell victim to this whole thing. I think it's ridiculous. And most gurus go on to just teach courses, and they have nothing to do with wholesaling. Are they active in real estate? Yes, but very little the wholesaling. They're just trying to stay relevant in it. I'm actually one of these freaks that loves wholesaling. I love talking about deals. Talk to everybody in Flip with Rick Plus, everybody on this channel. I constantly talk about doing deals. And most importantly, I actually do deals. I don't talk about 21 years. I got a long 3,000 plus properties. I love it. So if you're serious about it, go over to freewholesaling.com and execute in the marketing section within the first 7 days, and then jump on one of our lives, and we're happy to help you out.
I'm excited, guys. I'll tell you this, some big changes are happening. Specifically, we have a huge on. The problem is we work on this Discord for a while. But the sad part is we had to release it early, because that was going to be one of our big things we're going to do. But unfortunately, one of the biggest marketing drops is going to happen July 1st on dmsac.com. I don't think I have said that one, but it's pretty cool. So I am letting everybody know on dmsac.com. I did send an email out to everyone on it. We're doing there's a massive drop happening, and it's going to basically change the way we wholesale real estate. It's crazy. I don't say it lightly, and so I am letting everybody know just in the chat. And it ain't to sell anything. I'm just letting everybody know. If you're somebody that has had dmsac.com or that has had Deal Machine in the past, I would recommend you hop on 8 p.m. on their webinar they got. Mm-hmm. They're dropping something pretty cool. Even if you already are part of dmsac.com, or if you have in the past, just hop on and watch it. It's pretty cool. The reason is they're dropping something insane. And so I just want everyone to notice that too. So I was like, all right, we'll do the Discord early. But at the end of the day, guys, I always felt like in freewholesaling.com, you had the education, you had the Facebook group, but you didn't really have the community, right? Now, Flip with Rick Plus always had the community. Mm-hmm. But the hard part is, like, I have somebody in Flip with Rick Plus They have a deal in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. It's like,
Mhm.
there's not another wholesaler in Eau Claire, Wisconsin and Flipboard Plus, right? It's not the biggest place in the world. And I was like, crap, we need a community, like a large community where people in Flipboard Plus can go work and then I can help those people out.
Yep.
And so we basically helped made that Discord so Flipboard Plus members can go get their deals done. Because everyone in Flipboard Plus, they're doing deals. They're doing well. But now they're trying to JV more. And the Discord's kind of for them too, where they can connect their deals too. So it's pretty cool. And we're excited about it. So let's see here. What else we got? All right. Let's get some other questions. All right. Let's see here. Awesome, Keith. Love to see it. Let's see here. See, now everyone can connect in the Discord. There we go. Perfect. See, now everyone can talk. Love to see it. Let's go here.
Camera's going to have to show me how to get in there.
I'll show you. Shell's got to go in, please be careful of so-called investors. I came across one who gave me his buy box, got the property he wanted. He said, he passed on the property because it wasn't going to move. I want to pop this up because if it doesn't move, maybe it's the deal is just bad. So just understand that. Beta says, how do you get the housing from the government list, then the house under contract with no money? You don't need any money to wholesale houses. Straight up. You don't need any money at all. All right, let's see what else we got here.
Go over to freewholesaling.com. Explain the whole thing to you. You got to work law.
North Carolina. Love to see it. Love to see it. Ooh, all right. Got some deals on here. I got in trouble yesterday. I posted a check. We got a deal on South Carolina.
Wait, so we actually did an assignment in South Carolina.
Did I not show this? I'll show this. I'm going to get in big trouble.
I'm familiar with the deal.
I'm going to get in big trouble doing this.
Wow. Guys, the reason why we don't show you 100% of the check is because there's people actively in this market trying to make an example of wholesalers and try to purposely get them nailed, which for the love of God, to me, doesn't even make sense to me. So people are trying to chase down law firms that are supposedly breaking the law so they can report them to the board. And why would you do that? Especially if if you consider yourself a wholesaler and you're trying to help the community, you should be doing the opposite. So the reason why I got to put this red ink on is I do have to protect some of my people, because there's people out there just trying to make sure that nobody can do an assignment
as we
deal
speak
in South Carolina.
There are gurus right now calling South Carolina, trying to get me and Rick in trouble for just doing an assignment.
Yeah, we're trying to get. So it's like, you know what? The thing is, the crazy thing is, we all love wholesaling. Like it did amazing things for me, Zach, all the gurus out there. But like, one of the explanations I heard was, well, I want to see assignments get banned across the country so we can eliminate the competition so I can dominate. I don't know how that's a community fielder. That doesn't even make any sense to me. Why would you deny the same right that got you where you are to those coming in that are less fortunate, started out just like us? Why wouldn't you want to give them the same opportunity?
And so, I got a lot of comments like, oh, Zach, why are you bragging about a $10,000 check? Jeez.
It has nothing to do with that. We get checks like that on a daily basis.
I'm bragging to show you guys here, okay, that I got told by a lot of people, not going to mention anything, that I'm going to eat my words, and I was told that I'm going to have to eat my words, and I'm going to have to come clean that I've been lying to everybody about how wholesaling is actually banned in South Carolina, and I don't know what I'm talking about. I said it's legal in South Carolina. The gurus were screaming at me, telling me I'm going to apologize to them and all this. And so I said, screw it. Let's just do some deals in South Carolina. I'm not the big, I've done really well in South Carolina. I'm not the biggest South Carolina fan for wholesaling. Virtually, in person's great. I said, screw it. Let's do some deals in South Carolina.
We actually went to South Carolina to go do a deal to disprove it. Yeah.
Here's a law firm. You can tell us this month. I didn't put the date because the gurus are actually going to the real estate board and saying, arrest these men.
Isn't this crazy? Like,
and so I said, you know what? Let's make their job a little harder. So I said, I closed a real estate deal in June of 2024. Now, go and look up every single real estate deal that got done in South Carolina for June, and then try to go after, and then try to find me on there.
Yeah. If you want to go on a wild goose chase,
here's my law firm, South Carolina. Send it to me from Columbia. This is when it got sent to me, the check. But a law firm sending me a check for an assignment fee because assignments are legal. Made $10,750. Like, I don't know what else to tell you here. Here's a law firm with a bank.
So guys, we actively market in the state. I'm just telling you.
But I was told I'm going to eat my words. I said, well, I just did an assignment in South Carolina from a real law company, from a law firm. So, like, am I wrong or are the gurus wrong?
Well, here's what you're going to
Every guru's told you can't do it. I just did it.
Doesn't mean it's legal.
It is legal.
It is. I've read the law. And the fact is, guys, I just want you to understand, like, it's the reason why we have to cover it up like that is
the gurus are going to law enforcement and saying, investigate these men. And so I'm not making it easier for him. Yeah, but like, they're trying to find something I did wrong. Like, it's crazy. It's like, I mean, if I got audited, that's not fun.
And guys, I've seen another dozen deals sent to me. I don't put them out publicly to make sure you're not harassed. But guys, I understand harassment coming from like the realtor side, from NAR, from brokers, maybe even state agencies. But my God, us fellows wholesalers going to rat each other out? There's a word for that. And I don't get it. Like, to me, it's like, we don't have to agree on everything. We don't. But like, you're really going to go out of your way and do like a Karen Tattletale thing. To me, that is just, first of all, it's un-American.
Well, first of all,
it breaks every man code or like human code out there. Why would you tell on someone? We're grown adults. We're not 5 years old. And I just don't understand. Why would you want to hurt someone that helped a seller out? A buyer got a great deal and a wholesaler made a profit. And now you want to like, if you want to monopolize the competition, like people have said, that's not the right way to do it. Just go out and out-compete. We've all learned we love capitalism. That's why most of us live in America. We know it works. But for God's sakes, guys, these laws are getting ridiculous. And if we're going to start ratting each other out, because that's what realtors do. They rat each other out. They get complaints. They get fines. And you all hate that. And I just don't want wholesalers to gravitate towards that. Listen, if someone did a deal and they got a check, they ran into a title company or a law firm, stay out of your lane. Like, just let them do their business. They helped people out. They didn't scam anyone. They did good. I don't understand the whole.
The gurus are trying to go to the law firm and scare them into not doing assignments, even though it's legal.
But why would someone outside of a state agency
I know this law firm, this person sounded a little scared little baby. They read the law, said, no, it's legal to do it. Yeah. Just like I said. And so guess what? We're doing assignments in South Carolina. I don't care what your stupid guru says. Wah, wah, wah. It is completely legal to do assignment of contracts. Now, there's some ways you got to do it the right way, which we talk about. But I'll tell you this, Mr. Gurus, like, I mean, what I do here, I'm doing checks into South Carolina. I was told it's banned. What are we doing here? I got receipts. Where are your receipts?
Yeah, I thought it was, guys, listen, why can't we just do wholesaling across the country? Everybody like promotes as long as you're taking care of the seller, the buyer. I get it. We have to follow state laws. So this check, we followed the exact law in South Carolina. Read it head to toe. Listen, you can have an opinion about it. That's fine. But you can't go around telling everyone you can't do this. And if you do it, I'm going to call and we're going to report you. I'm like, you're not a state agency. Why don't we promote each other? Listen, you, me, him, we all had the opportunity when it was 100% legal to do this. And now we want to find out we don't want to do it because we want a competitive advantage. That to me is not a community attitude. And like, guys, go about doing your business, but just understand when you post some of these checks in states like this, there's people actively trying to collect a list to make you a target and an example. And I can't do anything about it. All I can do is try to protect you. So we've had about a dozen people send us checks from South Carolina. We've purposely not put it out there because it's not worth having somebody chase you down.
Maybe I didn't do the check. Maybe this is somebody else's check, Mr. Guru. Oops. I don't know. I'm just trying to mess with them.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, we do deals there. It's like,
so if you go report me, then you're doing a false report. Maybe it's not my check. Maybe I'm lying. Who knows?
But like, come on, man. Like, why can't we all listen? You can have a different opinion. That's how life works. But like, if you're going to spend all your time going in and like trying to Karenize, I'm going to call it Karenization. Like, and poor Karen gets a bad rap. If you know anybody named Karen, I feel bad for you. But like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. We just want to do deals. And guys, listen, worst case scenario, say they banned everything. There's so many techniques to do wholesaling, but it hasn't been banned. I've been sold since 2003. Get the truth. Read your state laws and understand it. Do not take it from a third party. Otherwise, you're part of the whole media mainstream thing, and you're letting people tell you what you need to think. Be smart.
So I'm telling you, these gurus told me it's banned. I said, fine, roger that. Let's go to South Carolina. Let's get it going. And so it's crazy that I have to say this, but you are being lied to. And I've decided to do deals in South Carolina just to show you, F these gurus, screw them. I'm out here putting my money where my mouth is. I stand behind my words. I stand behind my actions, and I stand behind this wholesaling industry. It's not one state that wholesaling's banned it. So guess what?
Yeah.
These gurus down, we up. This is how this business works. And so
can't we all just get along? Why would we go after people? You should celebrate anyone who does a wholesale deal. You don't need to celebrate mine. I'm just giving you, I want to give you guys an example because everyone's like so scared. Like, stop being scared, for God's sakes. Do it the right way. Sell your contracts and understand if you don't have cash, go get someone that can back you up so you make sure you have the right intentions. But guys, this wholesaling is going to be around forever. Like, it's not going away. Understand it. And if you're being told it's illegal, there's usually a rhyme and a reason for it. And it's not in your best interest. So that's enough on that. Let's move past it.
So yeah, I just come on. I had to do a quick flex on a guru. Yeah, hey, come on. Hey. Well,
they said you
can't
do it. It's impossible.
I was told
do it.
I was told from the gurus that there's 0% chance will be zero attorneys and there's zero assignments that could ever happen anymore.
Never is going to happen.
They put their money where their mouth was and said there'd be zero. And I said, roger that. Roger that, sir. And the comments in these were pretty funny. I had all these people in my Instagram. People were like, I'm closing a deal in South Carolina. I'm closing a deal. And so I'm just letting you know, guys, I don't say these things just to be funny or to entertain you. I'm telling you, this is an active fight in the wholesaling industry of people giving you lies. These broke gurus who do zero deals. Some of them actually do deals. But a lot of these gurus who say it, they're not doing any deals. And so I put my money where my mouth is, guys. I will always put my money where my mouth is. So, these gurus down, we up. Let's see what.
Where would the wholesaling community if me and Zach didn't come in here? And I guess before me and Zach were here, we just assumed everything said was 100% true. And guys, there's always two sides to any type of issue, and I'm okay people having an opposing view. I got no problem with that. We're not going to get into politics. You know how that works. You're on my team or like you're dead. Is two people can have different opinions, but you can argue and debate it. But like when you say it's 100%, you can't do this, you can't do that. And we know it's not the truth. We feel it's our obligation to go out and show you proof that you can do something and you need to read the state law to like figure it out. That's all. It's not picking on anyone. We're not doing anything. We're just giving both sides of the story, so you know.
That's all I can say.
That's it. So
we're excited about it.
I think I created a new word, Karenization.
Oh Lord. So yeah, these gurus, they're sad. We're up. I'm proving them wrong. I just did something no one said I could ever do. What are you gonna do? So let's do some one-on-ones. Let's talk to everyone. See how I can help you guys out. So first off, we got Gabe. How are you, Gabe?
Good. How are you?
Gage. Is it Gage? Oh, it's Gage. Oh, I see it.
He looks like somebody we know, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Good thing. What's up, man?
Hey, so I live 2 hours from Dayton. I was going to go reverse drive for dollars there this weekend. You were talking in the beginning of the video about kind of being learning a certain zip code. I see there's multiple zip codes throughout Dayton. So what I'm doing is I'm going to the county clerk's website, looking up the notices of foreclosure, saving those addresses to build a map out so I can drive it more efficiently. Am I pretty, with your knowledge, pretty safe to hit any address within Dayton, or is there somewhere I should stay away from? And also, if they're rural, I'm kind of not saving. I'm leaving out the rural addresses, more just towards the inner city.
So Montgomery County as a whole is good to go, pretty much. I mean, there are some areas I would avoid, like higher crime areas. That's pretty much it. And there's some really rich areas too. That's pretty much it. So as long as you're at the outliers of real estate in Dayton, you should be good to go.
Okay. I live about 2 hours from there, but I'm going to go reverse drive for dollars.
Where do you live?
Ironton, Ohio.
Where?
Ironton.
Look that up.
We get to learn geography every time on our channel.
Oh, you're on the border. Okay. Yeah. You're far from any good wholesaling market, man. Dang.
Yeah, I'm like 2 hours
Impressive.
with Cincinnati and Dayton.
How far are you from Charleston?
About hour 45, 2 hours.
Jeez, man. Okay. Yeah. I think that's a good idea. I like it.
All right, man. Thanks, guys. I'll be back next time.
All righty.
All right.
Well, what's your marketing going to be?
I'm going to reverse drive for dollars. I got my sticky notes right here with my
All right.
There we go.
Gage, give me a smile there.
Smile.
Yeah, there you go.
There
He's
we
so
go.
serious,
Woo!
man.
I'm nervous on this thing, man. I don't know.
No, you're fine, dude. This is
What am I do? Screaming?
we're the easiest guys of them all.
You ain't
Dude.
no guru.
We're trying to help you out. So the main thing is you just got to go and execute, and you just got to be really consistent. That's going to be the key here. So I think you got a sound plan. You just got to go out and do it.
All right, man. Appreciate you guys. I'll talk to you.
Okay, man. Appreciate you, man.
Oh, there we go. Love to see it. All right. Alex.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. What's going
What's
on,
up, Alex? How you
How's it
doing,
going?
man?
Doing great. Yeah, I was about to start calling some pre-foreclosures, but I really don't know what to say, how to start off a cold call.
Okay. I would not cold call a pre-foreclosure first and foremost.
Okay, why is that?
So I would not cold call a pre-foreclosure. I already took care of that.
Okay.
Okay. Have you gone through freewholesaling.com?
I have. I'm still on. I haven't gone through the whole thing on the 30-day challenge, but I'm still.
How many
going
days
through that.
are you on?
I'm gonna be on the 5th day right now.
Okay. Wait till day 10 or 11 for it gets to cold calling. Because my number one rule on the challenge is don't cold call pre-foreclosures.
Okay.
You'll be wasting your time.
Wow.
They're not
okay.
good sellers to call.
They're a pain in the butt.
They get called from every single loan servicing company, debt company, all these things. They're not good leads to be going after.
Okay. Well, besides that, I've got some good leads from driving for dollars in my area.
Okay.
And
what area do you live in?
I'm in Houston right now.
Okay. Good area.
Market.
And I've actually gotten a few close to closing, I would say. But I guess some of these investors are saying that the deals aren't good enough. Because I've had 2 deals where I've almost disposed them when every time it's like the rehab costs are more than what I would estimate for, because I'm still having trouble with the rehab costs.
So, so part of this is a learning process. So you just have to learn on a failed deal, so you get a lesson. And number 2, are you using like the go for no approach? Like what kind of offers are you making on these properties?
For example, I had this one house. It was in Northeast Houston, and ARV was around 160, 165 ish.
Yeah.
And I was working with a realtor trying to get a JV, and we were trying to sell it at 85. We had to go back to the seller and renegotiate, and we got it down to 65. And I presented it to a few sellers, and they were still saying that it wasn't a deal yet, that they needed to be around 50K, because once they took a look at the area, they were saying that a lot of the competition was newer built houses. So they were saying that they needed to basically tear down the property in order to be a deal, and they needed to get cheaper than what we had it locked up at.
How many buyers told you that?
I would say around 20 to 30.
30 buyers said the same thing?
No, well, I did try to dispo it to around 10 to 15.
How many told you that, though, that they had to tear it down?
I'd say about half of them.
That's crazy.
So
I would take what they say.
Yeah, they're kind of unusual because the cost of tearing stuff down, like
If 10 buyers told you that, then
it's got to be pretty bad. So
it was pretty rough, yeah.
Yeah, but it's it's funny. Sometimes there is a huge disconnect when a property is really rough, and you go, man, this is like perfect motivated seller.
It was motivated.
Sometimes the house gets in such bad shape because the seller has such a disconnect of the property and they won't accept reality. And you got to watch out for those. So like whenever I see massively repaired properties, I don't get like overly excited because either they just don't give a crap about the property or they haven't accepted reality. Right. And that's the challenge. Now, when I see a property that's a little bit run down and the first one to catch them, those are always great deals. So just be wary of the ones that need heavy. What did they tell you the rehab on that property that didn't work out? The one they told you.
They were saying it was going to be anywhere from 60 to 80. And what they were telling me is since there was a bunch of new built houses in the area, they were saying, why wouldn't somebody spend an extra 30K for a house that's newly built?
So let me ask you, what's a newly built house going for?
It was going for around 180, 200-ish.
And how many square feet is that?
In that area, it was around 1,200.
1,200. 1,200 is going for 180. I'm just doing some math here for you.
Okay.
So it's $150 a square foot. And then if you bought that house for 60 and somebody spent, say, 75 on it, that's 135,000. And if you say it's the same square footage, it still comes in at 112 square foot. So just make sure you're doing your math. I'm just telling you, buyers, they will mislead you on purpose to get a great deal. So get solid on your math. You should know what a cost of a brand new house per square foot is. And remember, there's a lot of inflationary pressure on it. It can only get so low.
Right.
Versus rehabbing a house. You've got to know your numbers. So when they go, oh, I can get one cheaper and buy it brand new and have it ready to go, I'm like, well, let's think about this. You're going to have to get a 7.5% mortgage on it. And according to my math, to get a base model, it's $150 a square foot. If you put 75 in this property and I sold it to you for 60, that puts it at $112 a square foot. Am I missing something here? You got to let them know because they know you're inexperienced and they're taking advantage of you. Right. So get to know your numbers really well. If you always know what new construction is, you just work your math backwards. For example, in Florida, it's about $300 to $350 a square foot. So you're in a market of, what did we say, $150 a square foot. That's a good deal. So just know your numbers and work them back, because once somebody throws out new construction, you've got to know your numbers. Always base it on per square foot, because remember, that's the raw cost of lumber, the metals, the drywall, everything, the wiring, and it's going to be pretty much consistent across the country. And then depending on the demand in the area, that's what pushes the price either up or down. But there's actually, I would say $150 a square foot is on the lower side in the United States. So just so when I started, we thought $80 was outrageous a square foot on a brand new house. And now we're double that. And so just know your numbers and work them backwards. Go, that's interesting. 150 a square foot. I'm offering you at 112 and you're telling me, remember, if they rehab the whole thing, it's going to be very similar to like a new house, in my opinion. But
I have another question is, how can I tell the difference between a full rehab and a tear down?
I mean, it won't be salvageable.
Yeah,
I think you came up with. I think you assume every house is a teardown now because you got encountered a really bad deal. Most deals aren't like that.
And just let you know, to do a tear down, the permitting
Yeah.
process, and you got to get approval from the city. It's brutal. They're not in the habit of just tearing down structures. It's not that easy. So I'm just telling you, a tear down. Most tear downs have already been condemned. Once they're condemned, the city goes, "We don't like this. We want to get rid of it."
Mhm.
If I say it's already marked condemned, then that's a good sign. But like, I'm honestly, like, I've seen rough houses. Remember, the foundation, if there's a foundation, depending on what type it is,
Mhm.
that's all money. That's $20,000 to $50,000 of work right there. The cost to break that up is like 20 to 30,000. So like mathematically, it doesn't even make sense. Now, if it's an old house on like an eighth of an acre, then that's a different story and the city wants to repurpose it. But it's not your determination to knock them down. And I always ask cash buyers, I go, well, let me ask you, how many houses have you knocked down? The answer is always zero.
Wow.
Nobody knocks down houses. The only time you get a knockdown house is when it's already condemned, when you come across it and you're just looking to sell it for the land value. So stop assuming everything's a knockdown. It's very hard to knock down stuff. We have a building next to us, 7 years. It's condemned and everything. It's still not knocked down. It's not easy to do. There's so many factors that go into play. The concrete, the wiring, the plumbing, everything. 9 times out of 10, you can reutilize that stuff, and it's not cost effective to knock stuff down.
Okay.
Who wants to spend 30 grand knocking something down and just rebuild the same thing there? It doesn't make sense. So do your numbers. Just know your numbers. I'm okay that you're new, but just every experience you have has to be a learning experience.
For sure.
You don't fail. I go, okay, now I understand cost down structuring. If it's $150 for new and I'm buying stuff at $70, $80, I just got to figure out what the rehab for these types of properties. And you just need to learn that for your area. And when they come back to you and tell you it's 50 to 75,000, they go, listen, I ran the numbers. It's about 35,000. I have multiple quotes. Where'd you get your numbers from? And just go from there. Most buyers, guys, they'll beat you up if they think you're inexperienced, and they're going to see if you're going to push over. Just don't push over. Know your numbers.
All righty. Thanks, guys.
Okay, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Okay.
All
See you.
right, thank you. All righty. Then Brady, real quick. How are you, man?
Good. How are you, Zach?
I'm blessed. What's going on?
What's up,
Hey,
Brady?
so I've been doing like the 5 texts an hour on iPhone. Can I do more, or will I get marked as spam?
So there's this guy at my gym who he does a lot of vacant land with his dad, and he watched one of my videos and he got really excited to do it on iPhone, and he had to go get a new SIM card because Apple banned him.
Jeez.
I never told you this. He texted 50 buyers every hour. Who did we do going crazy? So they showed him dmzach.com and he started, I do phone numbers for free. He's probably watching this right now.
Yeah.
He got his phone locked. It didn't work anymore. And he had to get a new SIM card.
Wild.
And so 5 an hour, that's the limit.
Okay. Yeah, I've never been marked as spam, but dude, on Google Voice, any text I send, pretty much, it doesn't even send. It says message not delivered because of our acceptance use.
Are you using unique scripts every time?
It's somewhat.
Somewhat. Is every text different?
Yes, they're different. They're not exactly the same, but they might have some of the same words.
Okay, I would use AI to make sure everyone's different.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. I just be very careful with that. I use AI to give a different text every single time and make sure no word's the same.
Okay.
AI will do for you.
Hey, would you guys JV in Oklahoma?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. This one might be a tough one, but send it to support at Flip with Rick, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Send it over.
Okay.
Why is it going to be a tough one?
It's just really messed up. Like it has some structural damage.
Is there profit in it? You got a good number?
I believe so.
We're in
Okay.
Oklahoma.
Shawnee.
Shawnee.
How far is that from OKC?
I'm not sure, but I know it has 40,000 population, so it's not bad.
How do I spell Shawnee? Oh, it's right by. Okay. Yeah, that should work for us. Also, on top of that too, if you post that in the Discord, someone like Juan Navarro would reach out to you. Juan Navarro's in Flipboard Plus. He's closed over 6 figures in Oklahoma City. Hopefully, he'll hit 7 figures. And he's just getting started direct mail. He's another guy that'll probably reach out to you, and he can work with you too. And he's somebody that can verify. That's legit too in there. So
Definitely.
I'm just saying. So I would try to find buyers there too. I'm trying to get Flipboard Plus people and match it up. So yeah, all right.
Okay, cool. And hey, you guys were talking about someone had a deal in Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I have a good buyer there. I have a few.
Really?
Yes, I do. I did a deal in the town over, Chippewa Falls.
Beautiful, man. I'll have that guy reach out to you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. I like to hear it.
That is good.
It's beautiful.
Hey,
all right, Brady.
Stuck on my
Community
third
work.
deal, though. I'm stuck on my third deal.
We'll get the 4th one, man.
Yeah, we'll get you to 5.
Okay.
All right.
We'll have a party.
Keep it up, Brady. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Beautiful. You see? Now we're getting matched up. We're seeing matches here. And so this is the point of that Discord that we're trying to get, right? Like we're just trying to match up people. I want our Flipboard Plus people to just do more deals. And so I'm looking to kind of elevate them up in the Discord so they can get deals. So like I had one guy in there, he said deal New Claire. Like I'm trying to help him out. Brady's right there.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So I'm not saying this because I'm trying to kill my own JV deals. But like I make enough money. Like I don't need to go corner of the market on every JV deal anymore.
We need to eliminate the competition so we have a huge competitive advantage. We're going to be the complete opposite, dude.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. So guys, check it out, ZachDiscord.com, and make sure you join Flipboard Plus 2. We just got signed our contract. So for our event in October, so we should be able to break that down.
We give the dates, or we haven't done that yet.
We'll do that in the extended live stream.
Perfect.
So appreciate it, guys. If you want to hop on for extended live stream that is in Flipboard Plus, make sure you go there, and we'll see you soon. This is Zach Ginn signing out.
Rick Ginn signing out.
Have a blessed one.
See you guys.